Dave Matlock and Chris Reinhold, that we couldn't just pick one, so we're going to give you both of them. It's Chris Reinhold, David Matlock. It is a final 32 match. The winner's going to move to the last 16. Dave Matlock, what a story this is. He lost his very first match in the open event, and he has clawed his way back. And it's been such a story. It doesn't really matter what his age is, but the man is I believe he's 70 years old. What Jordan Shepard said in the interview with him, if he plays like Dave Matlock plays at 70, he's a happy man, because Dave plays phenomenal.
Yeah, he's. I think he's just one of them guys that doesn't even age. I think he looks the same as he did 20 years ago, and it looks like he plays the same as well.
Yeah, and so very, very confident is Dave Matlock. And one of those players that just absolutely loves this format. He really enjoys the style of play. He's probably not enjoying it right now because he's going to have a tough bank on this 14 ball. I say tough. He made it look very easy and with shape.
Yeah, he's
How'd
just
he hit it?
So comfortable. So he's speaking to him a lot. He was shocked at how many people voted for him, and obviously now he's probably not in the social media era, and the fact that 1 million people have seen one of his highlight reels, he just can't even fathom. I mean, he's so grateful for everything, and I say him and his wife are lovely. He just wants to be on a 15-second shot clock the whole time. So,
well, and not too many people want that. Maybe Jordan Shepard, Chris Melling. But you can add David Matlock into that. And David's just such a staple in American bar box pool. Wow. How close was that? Couldn't have asked for a better attempt at that ball. Really hooking that cue ball around with a little bit of outside or inside English. Such a tough shot to execute, and he's left Chris not the greatest shot.
Yeah, I think Chris is going to kind of play a shot to nothing with the bank, and, you know, he can kind of cover the 15 ball with the cluster in the middle of the table. So,
yeah, I do like playing the safety here. Chris did not like playing the safety.
No, and I'm surprised how aggressive he's gone out there.
And we've seen players get more and more aggressive with this format, and it's not something I'm really used to, because Chris is a very, very consistently strong player and a very smart player. And not to insult his intelligence, but that seemed a little bit of a weird choice there. Chris did not have a ton of success on the break in the shootout. Wow. Well, things have clearly changed. Look at that break. It's a shame that it's not more of an open rack.
Yeah, so he's got a little bit of work to do, but he's definitely favourite to get out from here.
5, 6, 7 balls moved towards that pocket, and they were all fighting to go in. That was an incredible break here. The 13 and the 2 are going to be an issue no matter which way you go. He's got an opportunity to move the 2 ball here, but the 6 is going to be an issue as well. So, not the layout you want when you make multiple balls on the break. Oh, well, look at that.
What a shot. Wow.
And Chris had success in the 2019-2021 area. Those couple years, had a lot of success. Was in the limelight a lot, but he's not playing as many events anymore. But I do know that he really enjoys the game of 8-ball, and this is his second Ultimate Pool USA event.
Yeah, and he just seems like one of them players. He's just kind of teetering. He's super solid. I mean, his stroke is great. He's super knowledgeable. He practices well, and I just think it's his time is kind of coming. He's just always on that verge.
Yeah, and he's. I've got a little bit of an experience with Chris, being around the pool scene for a while. Actually, he played in the. I don't want to get the year wrong. I believe it was 2000. Wow, look at that shot. That's a monster shot by Chris with the shape on the 8-ball, going rail first. And kind of what you were talking about, that he's just teetering on the edge of real greatness, and doing shots like that is only going to help him. But
that's another good. Just got hooked on the 3-ball here.
yeah, that's such a rough break there. Well, a lot of things happening on that shot. Moving the 9 to where it's available. The 15 is now available. 13 has a pocket. I think Dave just really set himself up for a good win here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about Dave. He was telling me he plays a lot of Karen pool as well, and his breakouts, you know, it seems like he's just crashing into it, but it always just seems to kind of turn out perfect for him. So there's definitely an art to it.
Yeah, it's very. Trying to think of the word. It's very meticulous with how he's moving those balls around. So Dave going up here. He doesn't want to get behind the 5. Came out okay. I imagine he's just gonna try and run into the 4 here and kind of hold the cue ball in that area. Yeah, perfect. Maybe a little far, but it's not gonna hurt him. He can just go to the end rail, make the 13 in the side, and play the 10.
And you can tell since the Kansas City event, he tells me he's been playing every day, he's been putting in the work, and he's kind of relit his passion and his fire for the game, and he's going to be worrying in a couple of months to come. I say you could write a book or do a film on his life in pool already. So
I'd love to sit down and just have a 30-minute conversation about all the things he's seen and where he's been and what he's done, because in pool there is so much to see and so much to do, and I know that he has just stories upon stories upon stories. So
yeah, I think we're going to need longer than 30 minutes too as well, Stephen.
We might have to do like an hour or 2 documentary on the David Matlock.
Yeah, an ultimate pool 30 for 30 sounds good.
Another good break here by Chris. He's going to take the stripes. He's got an issue with the 13 ball. Everything else lays pretty well. I'm wondering if he can see this 13 ball to make it here. It looks very, very close, and now he's tree-topped on the 6 ball, which makes the good hit very difficult.
Yeah, but I think he's just going to go for the 9 ball and see if he can get back on it.
Okay, so I believe he's going to play the 14 to the 12, give himself a little angle, and he can get the nice little bump on the 4 ball, or to get the 4 ball out. The biggest thing with these next few shots is that when he bumps that 13, he needs to leave himself a shot on it, because if he doesn't, he can't see the 10.
Yeah, no, so does the 13 go on the middle on the right? Could he just roll through and hold it? Nope, he's gone short.
Oh, he got the breakout, and I believe he has a shot, but this is a difficult one because he's going to have to really elevate the butt of the cue to not only get the good hit, but he's going to have to get that cue ball moving to get it down to the bottom side of the table.
Yeah, say that that 5 ball's playing big, so.
And it looks like he's almost off angle to get down. Oh, and he goes right into the side pocket. Such a tough shot to execute when you're so close.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going to happen here, but with the international 8-ball rules, Chris shouldn't have touched that white ball. And I think they're going to do a review. And that's something I don't like to see. I know it's part of the rules and it's what we have to do as a referee, but obviously Chris just being a nice guy he is and used to playing, you know, I think the white was still rolling, and that's kind of what they're going to look at. So it could potentially be a loss of match.
Yeah, I think that's going to be what happens here. It's really going to come down to if the cue ball came off the felt, and our referee Mark Goff having a conversation with Chris, letting him know what's going on, and I believe it's going to be a loss of frame. That's actually one thing that's interesting to touch on as we see Matlock break off here. Another big break, multiple balls down. Something that I like to touch on is if you're playing the Ultimate Pool League, you're actually learning the rules probably better than some of these professional players, because you're seeing the rules day in and day out. You're learning what's allowed and what's not allowed. You're learning the little caveats that make this different from maybe an American 8-ball style, and it really gives you an advantage. So I'm pretty proud of myself, because I know a lot of the rules that some of the other players that probably don't play the league, you're more professional players like Chris and stuff like that. I know these rules now, so it makes me feel good that I understand exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I want to say I've seen a young kid, Braden. His dad's the franchisee in Colorado, Greg. So obviously, if you're local and you're interested, definitely reach out. But I think he was teaching a 700 Fargo how to rack Ultimate Pool, which was nice. Obviously, Braden's been in the mix for a long time and playing Ultimate Pool rules for a while now, playing in the league and everything. So he's on his 3rd tournament and super comfortable. I think he's okay.
Yeah, he got a little close, but he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he's got a slight angle on it as well, just to bring it out a little bit.
Yeah, that was a good shot there. And a series of unfortunate events has led Chris Reinhold to being down 4-1 against the aforementioned gunslinger David Matlock. Well, Chris here getting an opportunity to break. He's had a rough go so far. He's made a ball. But I tell you what, these solids look great. They really look great. Yeah, and I knew Chris would like this layout. He's really played well. He opted for the stripes, which I thought the solids looked better, but Chris is going to know better than I will. His pattern play is pretty good, I'd say. And
yeah, saying after that kind of mishap on the white ball, he might have a little bit of, grit in between his teeth, and he's came out firing again.
Yeah, and just want to give a little bit of a shout out to my fellow East Texan Ray Reeves. He came out here. He won a qualifier event from one of our league operators, and he came out here and he was just ready to play. He's actually gone down to Joe Prince, who obviously runner-up of the previous event in Kansas City. It's a tough match for him. He lost 7-2, but he made it to the final 16. So Ray Reeves, congratulations on that. Winning a qualifier, getting out here, I'm sure it's a heck of an achievement for him.
Yeah, he's beat a lot of players to get here. I know the qualifier that he played in was a tough one as well. And so yeah, to come all the way to Colorado in this field and place in the last 16, it's pretty special.
And if you're out there, if you're a room owner and you're looking to get involved, maybe you have a local league operator that's started a league in your area. When we announce our next event and we announce signups, buy a spot, run a qualifier. Send a player from your area out here to represent your venue.
Yeah, and you can just reach out to us and let them know. You can sign it up under the names bar, and as soon as you guys get that winner, you got your spot secured, and we can just add them to the list. So
yeah, it's a great way. I know Jeff Goodman, who ran that qualifier, one of our league operators. He took the money from the tournament entry. He gave that to Ray as kind of a travel package to help him get out here, help him pay for his room. And Jeff bought the qualifier, and he gets representation in the tournament. He has a 903 billiards player in the final 16 of the Colorado Open, so that's a huge achievement. And again, if you're a room owner, reach out to us. Run qualifier events. Send somebody to the juniors, to the Open, to the ladies, whatever you want to do. Send one to all three.
Yeah, I say 100%. And I say 903 has been such a great support. And Jeff, you couldn't ask for a better room owner.
Yeah, that is my home pool room, and we really kicked things off with Ultimate Pool pretty strong. Right after the Louisiana Open, we were running Ultimate Pool tournaments, and the format's really gone over well. And the league has really been fun. I got to play in the test session. I'm playing a little bit in this session. Probably not going to be able to play for too much longer. The travel schedule is obviously going to ramp up when we get into the new year. But it's going to be great. I'm hoping to see more of these qualifier events around the nation to send players out here to represent.
Yeah, and we've got an exciting announcement for our next event, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm in the dark here. I'm assuming that we have maybe a location and maybe some dates.
We might have sun in the works, Stephen, but I know I like to keep you on your toes.
Oh, I was trying to get out of him, guys. I really was. He's not going to give up anything. But as soon as it comes out, I'm sure there will be a lot of excitement for our next event. There always is. And a big break here will go a long ways in securing that. Ball's down. Cue ball gets kissed a couple times, but it's safe. And the layout here is interesting.
Yeah, he's definitely dialed that break in from yesterday. I think he's actually hitting a little bit harder than he was yesterday. But it's working out for him.
And Chris was wanting to get a little bit of a bump on that 3-ball to help him out here, but I think he's up against the 2-ball here. It's going to make it very difficult. Obviously, he can shoot the 5-ball, but slick table, you don't really want to send the cue ball moving a lot because you might not always know where it's going. Played a great shot there. Just unfortunate the way it happened. There's actually a nice little shot here. I like bumping the 3-ball soft with a little bit of a draw and playing it just real soft and bumping into the 10-ball, making the 6-ball, and you'll have a shot on the 3. This has worked out well for him. He played it with a lot more power. Watch out, cue ball. He's good.
He's made the 7 a little bit funny, but I think he's going to be all right. He's going to get on it right now.
Yeah, I think he was worried about maybe missing the 6-ball, so he wanted to punch the 3 pretty good. but he's really come out good here. And barring anything crazy happening, I think we're looking at a tie ball game. Yeah, this is really great here. Now, this is not the easiest shot on the 8-ball. It is thin. He's going to power it into the pocket, and we have a tie ball game.
Maybe we'll get to see another one, Stephen.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that is very unfortunate for Dave Matlock. The train is slowly derailing a little for Dave. We saw this just yesterday, I believe, where things were just kind of, they were going off track for Dave, and I think he ended up losing that match. And we're kind of seeing that here. Everything is just very, very slowly causing issues for Mr. Matlock.
Yeah, so he got hooked on one ball, and he's only hit 2 shots since. And
yeah, very, very rough situation there. But Chris is off to the races here. Chris played a good shot, and he's going to have an out here. All he's got to do is execute it. And he's done well. Maybe didn't want to be as straight, but he's just going to play the 7 down right there where you saw him put his cue. Play the 7 down, play the 3 in the side. At least that's his plan right this second. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. The only issue I see here is he's not quite on the right side of the ball, so he may look to draw back or possibly punch forward. I think he's going to punch, just to go off the side rail and back out to where you can see the 8-ball. And he punched, but he didn't quite get what he wanted. This is a tough 8-ball here.
yeah, I think he's just going to go off the rail potentially and try to hit that backside of the 15.
And just got a very unfortunate bump, but he's left the 15 in a bad spot. This is going to become tricky, and this might be what I like to refer to as a time-killing rack. Yeah. We started it at 22 minutes. Most games are going 3 to 5 minutes. This might be a little longer.
Yeah, and obviously with Matlock having so many balls on the table.
Doesn't want to bump the 8.
Oh,
that was smart.
Yeah.
That was very smart.
Yeah, there's a reason he's still in the tournament, Stephen. So he's definitely in control.
I mean, really, that was sneaky good. I was worried about him bumping the 8-ball out, but all he did was set himself up to be able to move his 15. That was a very good shot. And Chris attempting to hit the ball. Unfortunately, no luck. It's going to be ball in hand for Dave. And I think we're going to see some tactical play here. Dave's going to be very meticulous about how he does this shot. He's so good at controlling the cue ball. Dave really one of those guys that when you see him plan out, you can tell that his plan is, if he does happen to miss, he's trying to leave a harder shot for Chris. And I absolutely love that. It's a very smart way of playing.
Yeah, and he's got so much cue power. I mean, he can kind of force his way out of anything depending on what angle he has. And I say it's he's definitely just bangs them balls in. So it's kind of the old school way and the old school stroke. It's nice to watch.
We are in a back and forth battle with a 5-minute rack in the books. Dave Matlock is going to take it 5-4 and just let them talk and tell jokes and whatnot. I think it'd be a good comedy hour.
Yeah, I think with Jordan's Welsh accent there, we might need a translator in there. That's another good break, but he's got a couple of problems.
Yeah, no matter which way you go, which I think he's going to go the solid route. The 4 ball's in a tricky spot. And the 2 ball isn't playable yet.
No, I think he was just trying to nudge it out and get it over that pocket, or just at least bang it into the 10 ball to make a space for it, but didn't quite get there.
And this is such a touchy shot there, having to walk that rail, one that Jordan Shepherd says he's still not sure how to play, really.
Yeah, it's a, you know, with the pockets and the cut, it's always that, can you miss the middle pocket? And yeah, I spoke to Ricky Evans about it yesterday, and he was saying that, you know, he's just going to roll it playing top. And I said, well, I don't trust my cueing, so I'm playing kind of bottom right to pull it back into the rail.
Yeah,
so,
trying to will it into the pocket, right?
Yeah, and Ricky's like, oh, you just roll it in. I was like, oh, okay.
Ricky Evans, such a character and such a nice young man. I know he had a pretty good career as a junior player, and I was uneducated on his ability up until the last event, but now he's definitely one of my favorites. Really standout guy, and
yeah, I say he's only 22, and I say he's a true professional. He's super serious. He's, you know, I mean, he's just full time, and I think he's one definitely for the future. That's another one that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and he's also he's a very passionate player. When he's not playing his best, you'll see him show that emotion, which is something I actually enjoy. I like to see the emotion out of the players. You can tell how much he wants it and how much he enjoys it. And his girlfriend comes with him to the events. She watches his matches, so he's got a nice little support system there too. It's always great when I walk in the building and see both of them sitting there, because really Ricky's just a really great guy. Good commentator too. I might be out of a job if he hangs out in here too long. Well, and a good break here. Speaking of Ricky Evans, he just lost out in the final 16 and came to have a quick word before he leaves. And of course, he definitely let us know that he wants to be at the next one. He enjoys the format, so tough finish for Ricky. I know he wanted to do better, but this is a very tough field.
Yeah, and you can just tell, you know, he's just a true professional. You know, he's definitely not happy that he lost, and but you know, he enjoyed the event and appreciates everything we do, and you know, we appreciate having him.
And that's always fun, as just seeing the same faces and the same people really just enjoying the event.
Yeah, and that's the you know, it's one of the things if someone comes back, you know we're doing our job right, and it's for people to kind of travel and take time out of the day and family and a job. Oh, Dave.
And really just, it looked like there was a little bit of movement on his stroke there. You get a chance to see that one again at some point, because I think he might have just been uncomfortable on maybe the bridge or something, but and he kind of had a little bit of a stall there on his backswing. I'm not sure what happened, but pretty rough situation there for Mr. Matlock. And Chris Reinhold is primed and ready to get to the hill against the gunslinger. It needs a little bit of movement here. There we go. Almost looked like it was going to come up a little short there.
Yeah, so Chris didn't look too worried. I think he knew it was coming around.
Yeah, and that's just, again, another one of those situations where Dave's got control back. He's playing well. He looks like he's cueing the ball phenomenal, and then all of a sudden, just something bad goes wrong. It's horrible situation for Dave. Big break, cue ball's moving, ball goes down. Everything is settled, and he's going to stay at the table on the hill. And Chris here's got a big shot, big opportunity to get the out. Taking his time, and he's not going to have a full 30 seconds here in just a little bit, because we're almost to that 15-second shot clock. So he's really taking his time to analyze the table.
Yeah, we couldn't really have asked for a better match. It's been back and forth. We've had dry breaks, scratches, a foul and loss of frame, and we've kind of had a bit of everything in this match.
Yeah, and I think the story for either way is just going to be either the comeback for Chris Reinhold or the comeback for Dave Matlock, because it's been so up and down. Needs to get a good angle on the 6. Oh, what a shot there. Really controlling the cue ball. He's going to have to do it just one more time. And we are now down to the 15-second shot clock. Makes the one ball, and I believe it's going to be the match for Mr. Chris Reinhold. Just needs the 8 ball to go down. And the match is done. The glory run for Dave Matlock, unfortunately, is over. Congratulations to Chris Reinhold. After a shaky start, he's moved on to the final 16 of the Colorado Open, and we're going to get a word with him in the arena when we come back.